लहरों को साहिल की दरकार नहीं होती, हौसले बुलंद हो तो कोई दीवार नहीं होती। जलते हुए चिराग ने आंधियों से ये कहा, जलते हुए चिराग ने आंधियों से ये कहा, उजाला देने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। Good evening, friends. Myself Bhavya from Mercury Tutorials. So, welcome all of you. And the objective of today's presentation is to help those students who wish to be proficient in spoken English. You know that there are many ingredients for any person to be proficient in spoken English. So, today I will take few of those ingredients. So, we start with C, triple C. You might be wondering what this is.
Triple C means clarity, commitment and confidence.
And for clarity in thoughts. One has to be very much clear in his thought, whatever cause he is pursuing to, whatever objective he has taken up, he has set up. And then the second C stands up for the commitment. Okay, one should be very committed, one should have a very strong yearning, very strong desire for any cause. And for that matter, in this case, all of you wish to be proficient in spoken English. Okay, and then the third C is the confidence, and for that matter I will say it is the self-confidence, and all of you would agree that self-confidence is one of the biggest virtues in human mankind, which even can make a mountain move also. Okay, so these three C's are very vital for any person who wish to be a good orator in spoken English. So after triple C's, there comes the vocabulary. Okay, so one should have a good repertoire of English vocabulary, right? And then the third is the form of the verbs. As all of you know that there are three forms of the verbs: first form, second form, and third form. Why I am emphasizing on the verbs? Because you know that whenever you converse with someone, sometime you will be conversing in the present tense, sometime in the past tense, sometime in the future tense, and in all these situations different form of verbs would be used. So that is why it is very critical for all of you, those who aspire to be proficient in spoken English, they must know the verb forms. And then the fourth thing comes the tenses. Okay, you know that tenses are of three types. One is the present tense, other is the past tense, then is the future tense. So here once again, as I mentioned about form of verbs, similarly whenever you converse with someone, sometime you would be conversing in present tense, sometime in the past tense, sometime in the future tense. So there are different set of rules, different verb or forms would be applied over there. Okay, so that is why it is very important to know about the tenses also. And every tense is further subdivided into the four tenses, which I will share with you as we go down. Then what we do at the Mercury tutorials, we also conduct number of the workshop is also. In the workshops we cover various components from I mean to say that maybe to the group of students we would be giving them a newspaper. They would be assigned a time of maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. Then after that they would be asked maybe to paraphrase any particular topic. They may be asked to comprehend that paragraph, and they may be asked to maybe pick up 5 words out of that paragraph and then to make at least 5 or 6 sentences out of those words. So in this way, in the workshop we would be covering all these contents. Then for the what we do for the students, we also give them various exercises also, whatever we teach them. Then for their home assignment certain exercises are given. Then you see certain miscellaneous I have mentioned. Miscellaneous means, you see, different students have different needs. Some students they may be very good in vocabulary, some students they may be very good in the knowledge of the tenses. So as per the demand, as per the need of the students, as per their gaps, we would be training them. So this would come under the miscellaneous. Then the last section you are looking at the accreditation. Like maybe for example when we are studying also, you are going through various exams, maybe semester 1, semester 2, for that matter semester 3, etc. Similarly, after you have completed your course, you will be accredited also. that what are your learnings, at what level you have come. So we would be assessing that also. So this is how our program would run, and all these things I have mentioned you already. All these points I've covered. Okay, so vocabulary, and that forms a very important part. For example, here there is a group of words. Some words are very simple, some words are a little bit difficult. Some of you may be knowing all these words, some of you may not be knowing. For example, if I say fall and rise, okay, this is very simple. Utar, chadav, whatever you say in Hindi. And then there is a one word, Janet. Okay, anybody knows? You can write in comments the meaning of Janet. Then there is another word, Nadir. Anybody know? If you know, you can mention it. So vocabulary is very important. If you know the vocabulary, then you would be able to make the sentences. For example, if I say, can you please tell me the 5 reasons for the rise of Maratha Empire during the first three Peshwas? Okay, so this is how. At least try to learn 5 or 6 words daily and then try to use that in sentences. Similarly, if I use another sentence over here, Janet. Janet, I told you, top. So I would say that, okay, the Indian cricket team was at its Janet during the captaincy of Dhoni, MS Dhoni. Because Indian team performed miraculously during this period, and under the captainship of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Indian team won 2 World Cups also. So that's why Indian team was at the Janet during the reign of Dhoni. So that's why vocabulary is very important. If you have the good repertoire of vocabulary, you would be able to converse well with the others. So this is the same. There is another word comes, very good word comes, philanthropist. Anyone can give an example, can use this in, can make a sentence? Philanthropist, okay, no answer is coming yet. So, okay, let me try that. Philanthropist, I would say that Ratan Tapa is one of the greatest philanthropists in India. Tata. So these are the verb forms. As I just mentioned, it is very important for you to learn all the 3 forms of the verbs, because, for example, if I use it in sentences, I say that I accept your proposal or I don't accept your proposal. I accepted your proposal. I will accept your proposal tomorrow. So you see, I have made 3 sentences over here. The first was the present tense. In the present tense, usually the first form of verb is being used. So that is why I said, I accept your proposal. The first form of verb was used. In the second sentence, I said, I accepted your proposal. Second form of verb was used. So, if you know all form of the verbs, only then you would be able to use the correct form of verb in present tense or in the past tense. So that is why it is very important for any new learner, for any beginner, to cram these 3 forms of verb. This is just one example I have given you. So we will discuss all these things in detail in the subsequent sessions. Now we come to the present tense. As I just mentioned you, there are 3 tenses: present tense, past tense and future tense. And then each tense is further divided into the 4 parts. Similarly, present tense is divided into 4 parts. The first one is the simple present tense. Second is the present continuous. Third is the present perfect tense. And fourth is the present perfect continuous tense. Okay. So now, this session, we are taking only the simple present tense. Okay. Simple present tense is a kind of a tense which talks about general truth, universal truth, or the customary actions, things we do frequently. Okay, these come under the simple present tense. For example, if I say, the sun rises in the east, the earth revolves around the sun gives us light, Humans are mortals. So all these are universal truths. So here we'll use simple present tense. Okay. Now, try to go through more sentences. I will try to make you go through other sentences also. For example, I say Bhavya wears glasses. Then I say Bhavya doesn't wear glasses. Then I say children go to school by bus. I am making you to go through all this because you would realize in the subsequent slides the logic behind I taking you to all these things. I said horse eat grass. Then I say Ramesh doesn't wash hands. And then next is I daily go for a morning walk. So you would have noticed one thing in all these, that when I say Bhavya wears glasses, Bhavya is a singular. So here it is a singular, that is why with the form of verb I have used S. Okay. But when I said the children go to school, the children is a plural. So with the plural, the verb first form S is not attached. So this is what I wanted to explain you. That's why. Okay. This is the point I wanted to bring into your notice. So there are a number of other examples. For example, if I say a dog barks at the beggar, dog is a singular. That's why here comes the S. And here comes the importance of the vocabulary. If you know the vocabulary bhonkta hai, only then you can write the bark. Okay? Many of you may not be knowing. Now, next, for example, if I say they work in a departmental store. Now this is a plural. That's why no S with the first form. And just one. I talked about form of verbs also. Na? You just see work, first form of verb. Looks, first form of verb. So in all these present tenses examples, why I have mentioned so many examples so that you can understand all the points which are related with the present tense. Okay. So a dog barks at the beggar, so with the singular S would come, right? With the plural, you look very handsome, no S would come, right? And then in all, one more thing which you would notice, that first form of verb is used. Now I am coming to about end. So one rule, thumb rule. All of you understand Hindi, Punjabi, so try to convert in Hindi. If at the end of the sentence it comes khata hai, khati hai, khate hai, or in Punjabi khande hai, khandi hai, it means it's a present tense. Okay. So here you have to use first form of the verb. Okay. S with the singular, not with the plural. I mentioned earlier also. Okay. And what would be the chronology of the sentence? First the subject would come, then the verb form would come, then the object would come. So Ramesh khana khata hai. Ramesh is a subject. Khata hai, eats. Food is the object. Okay. So Ramesh eats food. Now we eat food. We is a plural. That's why with the first form of the verb we haven't used S. Many students they make such kind of mistakes. That is why I am emphasizing on that. Okay. So now I have written here the second form also, third form also. Because had it been a past tense, then we would have used the second form of the verb. Okay. So, like for example, I could have said Ramesh ate food. Ramesh ने खाना खाया. Ramesh has eaten his food. Ramesh खाना खा चुका है. So that is why, in order to emphasize the form of the verbs, I mentioned earlier that it is very, very important to know about the form of the verbs. So, dear students, so this is what I wanted to share with you today. Okay. And I would say one thing. Once you complete this course, I'm very sure you would think, मुझे यकीन था कि मेरे जनून का नतीजा जरूर निकलेगा, मुझे यकीन था कि मेरे जनून का नतीजा जरूर निकलेगा, एक दिन इसी से आ समुंदर से नूर निकलेगा। उन्हें था गुमान हमारी उड़ान में कहां दम है, उन्हें था गुमान हमारी उड़ान में कहां दम है, हमें था भरोसा अभी तो आसमां भी थोड़ा कम है। तो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, जो लोग आपका मजाक उड़ाते थे, मजाक उड़ाते होंगे कि ये इंग्लिश नहीं बोल पाएंगे, ये इंग्लिश नहीं सोच पाएंगे, आप इस कोर्स खत्म होने के बाद उनको इस शायरी में जवाब दीजिएगा। धन्यवाद, मिलेंगे हम आपसे अगली बार। गुड इवनिंग।